taken by this feeling, baby, we're invincible.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Not Scouty. As always, if you're enjoying the save, drop a like on the video, that'd be tremendous. I thought today we'd just randomly start on the page of Anatoly Andriushenko, our sort of backup centre-back, who hasn't actually played for us, but I do think has got some solid potential for us. Non-competitive, he's scored a couple of goals and put in some solid performances. I really want to keep improving that youth level so we can get ourselves into like the Premier League development leagues, but we're just not at the moment. And it means our under-23 teams basically just have to play friendlies all the time, and it's frustrating. Our under-19s, unfortunately, this guy's far too good to play in those leagues, so it's an issue for us. Just went and checked to see if we could upgrade the youth level, but no, the board are, however, letting me upgrade the data analysis again, so I guess that's something, but like they could really do with working on the youth level. Also, remember that the whole stadium move is still going on in the background. We still don't know quite what's happening with that. It is being built, I think. No real kind of clue as to when that's going to be completed. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, so I'm still looking out for a name to call the new stadium when we do get to that point. So answers on a postcard, I suppose, or the comment section preferably. SYC care more about height than a girl on Tinder. Hey, I like my tall boys, what can I say? At least I'm not judging them by their weight. Though maybe I should start. Maybe we just want a bunch of thick and tall boys as our centre-back line, and then maybe profit. How do you still have Hansen? He's been absolute cat meat since you got him. I consider dropping it to a midfield 3 and starting Assman, Silla and Dubois together. I'm not going to change the system, although I do have a plan that might change the shape a little bit against weaker teams, but dropping back to a 3 in the middle I don't believe will make us any better. However, obviously this was before you guys had seen John Carlos. I did try to get rid of Hansen. It wasn't like nobody was interested in him, unfortunately, and I don't blame them, to be honest. He's a weird enigma of a player where he has insanely good attributes and yet seems to be completely useless no matter what role you put him in. It's a shame. He started off last season quite okay with some assists, and I thought, oh, maybe this is his year, and then it just wasn't. But there you go. You've signed a guy whose name literally translates to war, and a guy called Assman. In terms of names, it's a 10 out of 10 timer, let's to be honest. Yeah. I did not know that about the whole war thing with Gera. So yeah, apparently it's pronounced Gera with a kind of rolled R, so I'll be on that one. And apparently his name literally means war in about 7 languages. So yeah, we're going to be declaring war on the net. And I've probably said the word war enough to get demonetized now. So yeah, the tactical change I might try out, which I believe we've got a game against Osijek. Not today though, because it's apparently a Saturday game. I've actually forgotten. It's been 2 days since I played this. Yeah, I might try out 2 strikers up top and get rid of the AM for a bit and have Mpepo partner our man Lelson Gera up top and see how we do with that, because I want to give Peppers a bit more chance. And the other idea that someone came up with is quite simply having Stepanek cross to the far post, because that's where Santana is. And this truly was insane. As much as I complained in the last episode about the bad luck we had against Benfica, and less bad luck against Spurs, they were the better side, but when we could have done with a little bit of good luck, we didn't get it. But we then did get it against Manchester United. Now, what I would say, though, is you can see here, they definitely had way more shots than us, and Tomori was fantastic. But they didn't do that much, really, in the grand scheme of things. And then we got our chance. Gera whipped a ball across, Gael Perrier in the 68th minute, headed them home, and obviously Tomori was man of the match, totally understandable. And yeah, we were able to beat Manchester United by a goal to 0 at Meadow Lane. Out of nowhere, really. Completely, I'd say still against the run of play for the most part, but what a victory this was, and another clean sheet. We're still pretty miserly at the back, to be fair. Then we travelled away to Croatia, and you might look at that and go, how on earth did you only win that 2-1? I'll never know, for sure, but what I will tell you is that Alberto scored a brace, and I'm going to show you both of them, because they're absolute bangers. Still annoyed that they got one back, but less said about that, the better. So, Alberto, the actual highlight starts before here. He picks the ball up just down in the corner flag here, and now watch. He just keeps on going past one guy. They're just letting him go. Letting him go. Letting him go. He does get a bit fortunate with his shot because it does deflect, but it just rolls into the bottom corner to give us the lead. But it was the fact that he ran from basically his own corner flag. But it's the second goal. This was absolute filth. He takes the throw in, drops it off to Dubois, who then just waits for him to get it back again, and then here he goes again. But this is some finish. I had to look at this in 3D. Look at this. Outside of the left foot. Bam. That's our left back just scoring an absolute worldie with the outside of his left foot. Absolute gorgeousness. Man of the match for Alberto. He basically wins us the match in Croatia here. I think we need to go with 2 up top if we're playing against Osijek today, which I believe we are. Phenomenal stuff. But then unfortunately, very, very bad against Wolves. Very, very weak on the night. Offered absolutely nothing. Domingos Quina gave Wolves the lead. They've actually certainly got a lot better now and are sort of into mid-table. Frustrating performance. We just offered absolutely sweet FA. Literally nothing in this match. Very, very disappointing from us. Just created nothing, did nothing. Shame. But the plus side, we are still 8th in the league. 14 points on the board. We're only 1 point off of 7th place Newcastle. Our goal difference is vastly superior to theirs as well, given the fact that we don't concede that many goals in the grand scheme of things. And when we do score, we tend to score quite a lot. We've scored 17 this year, which is the most of any team below us, basically. No one, even Wolves have actually scored a few goals this year. Burnley looking dead and buried already with no wins in their first 10 matches. Watford really struggling. After 2 seasons of absolute brilliance of them challenging for the Champions League, this year it looks like it might well have hit them very, very hard with 1 win in their first 10. Because we could do with picking up another win. Mark van Bommel now managing Leicester City. Spurs also, since beating us, have won every single match and have flown themselves into a top 4 battle. So, I'm going to do the selection first. We'll just sort of see where this goes. They want to put Dubois instead of Silla. Dubois or Silla? Dubois or Silla? It's a really tough choice. And, like, I understand it's because of the footedness, but I think I'd rather play him like that and maybe try Dubois today because he's got that extra bit of passing ability that I feel like it just overdoes Silla's defensive capabilities. And I've put... turns out I had Stepanek on roam from position, and it must have come from where we were messing around with the tactics at some point, and I like copied and pasted or something. Because, yeah, I've turned that off. He's now crossing to the far post, and I'm going to do the same with Chitiu. Because as much as Santana is a supporting winger, he does still get in the box sometimes, so that's fine because he's got to get further forward on. So we'll see. Still trying to get rid of that PPM. As for the rest of the squad, though, partnerships are starting to be emerging. Partnerships on both sides, which is lovely. This one's all looking very nice. This is certainly no pushover Leicester team. There is some serious players in here. I mean, Ceballos is there. I've got a Tyrese John Jules, who's always a bit of a bane in my life in places there. And Wilfred Ndidi's playing right back today, which is a bit interesting. Jude Bellingham's there. Oh, someone wanted to see how Jude Bellingham was doing. Here is your Jude Bellingham. He played for Spurs for a bit, played for Leicester City. Let's just quickly see. He moved for £14 million to... So he didn't actually do that well at Spurs in the end, if they sold him for £20 million less than they bought him for. So there you go. I think it's important that we show something today, come up with a victory. I do have a plan. So the idea against weaker sides would be to simply move the AM up into a 4-2-4 kind of system. But I'm confident. I think at home we've got something about us. Dropping points against Bournemouth was not particularly great, and we obviously... I don't know what else our home games have brought us so far. Chance early on though. Guerra's ball in. Jean Carlos. Oh. I still find that irritating. There's no reason. I understand it's the opposition here, but I do find that a bit silly that he'd be heading that ball when there's no one else around him and he could literally just knock it out in front of him and run onto it. It does seem strange that they always do that, but there you go. Alberto. Lovely ball for Guerra. Round the side for Stepanek. He's in. Oh! And we should be in front. Inside the first minute, we should have been in front. Here it is. What a save. Luis gets across there, and we probably could have had 2 goals by now there. Lovely delivery from Guerra. He has put in some pinpoint crosses today already. Ball in, headed away. Jean Carlos. We are unfortunate. Go on, win it off them. Dubois as well. Guerra, he's got to spin this into the side for Santana. Here he comes. Come on, lad. Nobody's really busting it to get in there. He might have to go alone here. He goes all the way through, and he's been fouled. That is wonderful play from Dario Santana. Easy decision for the referee. And, well, here we go. Mr. Warfare is about to try and wage war on Leicester City's net. A big chance for us to take the lead here. We need to do it. Get it. Lovely goal. 1-0 to Notts County. Beautiful start to the match. We've been excellent so far. 9th goal of the season for him. Yes, I know there's been a couple of pens in there, but he has still been banging them from open play. He maybe needed this for a bit of confidence. We lead here at Meadow Lane. What a start. He's nearly into double figures already. Perfect. I'm encouraged by what I've seen so far. Garrett again with a dangerous ball in. They look, tipped over by Dubois, and we are really battering them down the hatches from these free kicks. Jean Carlos. Stepanek. Go on. Take your man on. Cuts inside. He seems to be using that PPM a lot more than he used to. That's what I would say. I think that might be what's changed. And round the side for Santana. What a lovely pass into the channel again. That might be the issue. I know he did it sometimes, but I feel like he's cutting inside from both wings more than he was last year. It's like he's more beholden to the PPM that he has than he was last season, perhaps because of the patch, rather than his dribbling actually being affected in any way. It's just because he's dribbling into worse areas. Still, get to half-time at 1-0, playing well. Guerra's won it. Oh, brilliant. Defending from the front here. Go on, Guerra. Oh, and he's missed another gilt shot. That was a great chance for Guerra, and he should have scored. Well, I'm disappointed to only be 1 goal up, but I am very, very encouraged by the way that we're playing so far. Definitely creating all kinds of chances for us is looking nice, but that 1 goal does perturb me slightly. Just give me that second goal. Let us calm the nerves a little bit. Assman. Chitiu. Dubois. Here we go. Crossfield pass incoming. Lovely ball for Santana. He's been good today. And can he whip it across? And there's Nielsen! Oh, lovely goal from Nicholas Nielsen. Stepanek's been completely anonymous. Nielsen comes onto the pitch. Within about 10 minutes, he scored the 2nd goal of the night. And he's not the tallest, I don't think, Nicholas Nielsen. Great work from Dario Santana again, though. He wins us the penalty. This is lovely. Just that extra turn of pace. Digs across out of the back post. Nielsen gets in there. I think that's a bit of a mismatch. I don't know how he won that header there. He does not look that tall compared to their fullback, but okay. It's been a super encouraging performance. Really just, like, watertight at the back. and creative at the front, which is exactly what I want. Santana again, he could probably go past and have another strike here, and he has. Dario Santana has thrashed in a third. Our home form when we are on it, and I'm glad you guys are finally getting to see one of these home performances in the Premier League where we really do put a team to the sword, like we did against West Ham and Southampton. This could easily go to 4 or 5 in the final 10 minutes. Dubois with a lovely ball across, headed away by Ndidi, but Santana just goes past his man and thrashes one home. He is man of the match by a country mile. What a lad. Best player on the pitch tonight, and now he's going to be stretched off in the 91st minute. Like, we're going to win the match, which is brilliant, but I'm really concerned about Dario Santana because I don't really fancy the idea of having to play Darren Lever there for an extended period of time. Notts County 3, Leicester City 0. Phenomenal performance from everyone on the pitch. Santana, man of the match for me. You won the penalty, created the second goal, and scored the third. Absolute star of the show. Stepanek again, woeful. Nielsen comes off the bench and immediately scores, basically, which is really nice to see. But I'm concerned about Santana. This is a bad time. We'll see how the injury is when we come back to the next match. Right then, we're back. So, bad news, Dario Santana, 3 to 4 weeks. So not the end of the world with a hamstring pull or a hamstring strain. I can't remember exactly. It said 4 to 6, but the actual number is 3 to 4 because we've got a decent medical team. It's not the end of the world. Could be worse. Other news, Luessi's gone out on loan to SC Fax over in Tunisia because he's complaining about not playing, of course, because Alberto's in front of him. And more importantly, they're paying his entire wage plus £150,000 a month. So on the plus side, it's going to make us a shitload of money and we get to keep the player. So it's not the end of the world. And if we do miss Alberto, then Oleg Kazhakov can come in and do a job there if we need to. So Darren Lever's going to have to start for the next sort of month, which is a bit of a frustration for me because we just kind of... Santana's just started to break into the squad and play really well, but that's life. So today, we are going to make one change. Obviously, we're going to have to make more than one change here, in fact. So we're going to do that. We'll move Lever in there. And I'd rather, again, have... Darren Lee, he's not in greatest shape right now, is he? Everybody else, that's fine. Although I feel like today is the kind of game where Hugo Fernandez might be a better starter to play on that right-hand side, just to give him a bit more experience and keep him playing, basically. Now, the change I want to make, but we're not going to make this, I don't think, until we actually get into the match, is to push a second striker up. So, ooh, I wish you could have 4 tactics on the go. So actually going to start Issa and Peppo there and then push him up to the striker role once we start the match, because I think that's the best way of doing it. I know that that's probably going to have some issues in the long run, but it's the only choice we've really got right now. We're the favourites here, so we need to really go and impose ourselves. We're the home team. We saw what we could do against Leicester. I want more of that. But first, tactical change. And let's see how this does, I suppose. I'm just curious to see what it's like with 2 strikers, to see if Peppo can have a bit of a run out in Europe and with a bit of a strike partner could maybe offer us something a little bit different. Because I don't know if we're going to need that link-up player and we might be able to hit the ball a little bit, you know, get the ball up to these guys and start playing off of our midfielders instead. Just an idea. I want to see how it does. No overlap. Now, here comes the overlap from Fernandez. Digs across out and Peppo! Lovely goal from Issa and Peppo. 1-0 to Notts County. Hugo Fernandez with the ball in. Issa and Peppo with a lovely header. The reason I put him on the left-hand side is because the right-hand side players are still going to be aiming to the far post, which is, generally speaking, where Peppo's going to be. So him being in there, winning the header because he is slightly taller, gets us the lead. That's what we want. Well, I'll tell you one thing. It ain't half boring to watch this style of play. There's been basically no highlights. In fact, none, since that goal. So it's boring as all hell. But we do lead, I suppose. But the wingers are completely obsolete at the moment. And I'm concerned if they grab a goal, we might not be able to get another one just because we look so dead at the moment. I would have expected better. And Peppo's ball in and headed over there. No actual chances created. Oh, there's one. Having a lot of shots off target. Stepanek loses the ball again. Standard. Yeah, not really super impressed with this at the moment. I think we'll probably get away with it just because it does make us quite solid at the back, it would seem. But I put Jean Carlos on the left-hand side for a little while to see what he's capable of here. Dubois. Ball in from Peppo. Headed at goal, and it's in the back of the net, but I think that's offside. Oh, it's an own goal. Marco Balat makes it 2... What? Right. Do you remember last year I said that Alan Drina scored an own goal for us, and it was just like he scored a goal? I bet you this looks the same as that, because it's even from the same angle. And Peppo whips it in. I mean, yes, he's just scored. It's a brilliant header from Balat. It's 2-0 now, but from an own goal. One thing I have worked out is that it does seem to give defenders very good ratings, this system. I assume it's because they're sitting so tight. And the midfielders seem to make a lot of passes, and that is allowing them to get good ratings, but it does not seem to be conducive to us scoring a lot of goals or actually creating a lot of chances. Just the one clear-cut chance today, and nothing else really. Nielsen. Ball across, and Jean Carlos with the header wide. That's where the ball wants to be. 2-0 over Osijek. Pretty dull game, really. Issa and Peppo's header, and a Marco Balat own goal. But I'm not sure what I think about that, really. I think it allowed us to control the game nicely. The defenders did a good job, but not really that impressed in the grand scheme of things, to be honest. But we will see. Maybe I just need to tweak it a little bit more. Any ideas what we could do with this system? Maybe some changes to the roles? I don't know. Give me some ideas on that. Because I want something that we can really go out and attack. But maybe what we had with our high press is just better. So... really nice time there today. 2 wins, 5 goals scored, none conceded. The defence is still miserly as all hell. We do not concede that many goals, and that is I think we've lost a game by more than a single goal in the Premier League so far this season. 2-1 to Man City, 2-1 to Spurs, 1-0 to Wolves. Yeah, we've not lost by more than a goal, and we often win by way more. 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 3-1. It's good to see. Right, so next episode. Ooh, what do we do? Maybe we should just do 6 off camera and come back for a single live com. Our last game in the Europa League group at home against Benfica, which could decide whether we win the group or not, potentially. And maybe that'll be a better option than doing like another set of double live comms where we'd have to do like Anderlecht and Burnley and then Benfica and Palace. Maybe there would be too little off-camera work there. I want to try and push the game along a little bit, and this will actually do that with a nice chunk off-camera, particularly as it's Liverpool and Chelsea up next, and we're probably going to lose both of those. And then we've got a good run of games after that, though. But as long as we can keep the scorelines down against Liverpool and Chelsea, that will be pleasing. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, drop a like on the video, that'd be tremendous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. And I will see you guys very soon. As always, hold your gun, capybara. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.